Let's practice flute. Hi, I'm Dr. Matthew Allison, and this video is going to cover the SLSMEA Middle School All Suburban Band Audition Set 2, Etude 2, the Moderato in 6/8. This etude is an F major, which has one flat, B flat in the key signature. Let's start by playing the F major scale from low F up to the C extended above the middle F and back down. 1, 2, ready? So make sure that you are playing E naturals, which the fingering is thumb 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 pinky, not E flats like we have in B flat major. Now, this etude is in 6/8, 6 beats per measure. Eighth note gets the beat, which can be a little bit challenging to count up to the number 6. So let's just practice counting in 6/8. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it has a nice little waltz feel when we do it. So let's take a look at this etude's rhythm, starting with the first 4 measures, and we'll count the rhythm. Instead of saying 1, 2, 3, I'm just going to say 1. And when we get to B4, I'll say 4, 6, 1. So for example, the first measure for me and my counting style will be 1, 4, 6, 1, 1, 3, 4, 6, 1, 3, 4. Now it says in 2, so probably with my fingers I'm just going to show 1 and 4 just to make it a little easier for my hands to work. So let's practice counting those first 4 measures. Ready? Go. 1, 4, 6, 1, 1, 3, 4, 6, 1, 3, 4. Now let's try playing that. I'm going to have my metronome set to a nice slow tempo, 40 beats per minute, with the triplet subdivision. Or feeling it in 6/8, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ready? Let's try those first 4 measures again. So it starts off relatively soft. So we're going to think of poo shape, like the end of the word soup. Poo. Your lips are going to come forward to help make the aperture smaller. And then the lips become, as you send them forward like poo, more like a funnel. And you can imagine the air is going to get faster and faster and faster as the air gets smaller and smaller. Beginning, first 4 measures again. Ready? Take note that we have a D flat in that run also. D, D flat, C in the middle of that third measure. D, we have a lot of fingers. D flat is just your pinky, and then switching to C where you add your first finger. So practice just those fingers with the flute just resting on your shoulder for a minute to feel those finger changes. And then try it with the flute on your chin without playing, just to feel the balance of the flute. This is one place where you'll notice if your right hand thumb begins to creep really far forward, the flute will probably roll when you change your fingers for that D flat. So look into proper hand position and talk with your teacher about that as well. Now let's look at the next 4 measures, the second half of this first line. We start going up that scale, A, B flat, C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, B flat, A, G, F, E. And make sure that we're playing E naturals. Let's count the rhythm of those 4 measures first. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 3, 4, 6, 1. Let's try giving it a play, those 4 measures. Ready? And a nice tapered decrescendo at the end of the E. Let's do those 2 again. Setting the flute away as you decrescendo and the lips even more forward to try to help accommodate for the pitch's natural tendency to drop. Now at A, things get a little bit more interesting with the rhythm. We have dotted 8th, 16th, 8th note, which is going to add a little bit more rhythmic complexity. So there we have 1, 4, and 6. So that's 4 and 6. So you have to think of the A as being part of 5. 4 and 6. So and then that happens again in the 3rd measure of A, where we have 1 and 3, 4, 6, 1 and 3, 4. So let's try counting the rhythm, the first 4 measures of A. Ready? Counting. Go. 1, 4 and 6, 1, 4, 1 and 3, 4, 6, 1 and 3, 4. Let's try playing it with the subdivided metronome on. A, let's try those 4 measures again. Ready? Now let's count the next 4 measures of A. And here there's a little bit of a trick. In the 6th measure of A, we have 2 16th notes in a row, and that's going to be the 3 and. So in that measure we have 1, 3 and 4, 6 and 1. So make sure that you have your eye open for that rhythm. It's the only time it happens in this etude. So counting the last 4 measures of A. Ready? Go. 1, 5, 6, 1, 3 and 4, 6 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 4. Let's count those measures again. Ready? Go. 1, 5, 6, 1, 3 and 4, 6 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 4. And also note that first A is tied to beat 4, so we won't tongue it again, but we'll make sure we hold it long enough. Playing those last 4 measures of A. Ready? Playing those 4 measures again. Ready? And it's quite a challenge to decrescendo that C without going flat. So you'll definitely want to think that soup shape in your lips to help accommodate the decrescendo. All right, just a few more measures to go. Let's take a look at B. Rhythmically, we go back to similar to what it was at the beginning, although we have a little bit of the dotted 8th, 16th rhythm at the end of those 4 measures. So counting the first 4 measures of B. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 3, 4, 6, 1, and 3, 4. Let's try playing that a few times. B, go. Let's play those 4 measures again. Ready? And finally, let's look at the last 4 measures of the piece. Again, it starts off with a tie. The C ties 1, 2, 3, and 4 together. And then the B flat and the second to last measure, or penultimate measure, ties the B flat all the way to beat 4 also. If you need a breath, you might end that tie a little early and take a sip. Just don't re-articulate the B flat. Let's start by counting the rhythm. Ready? Go. 1, 5, 6, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 5, 6, 1. And taper that release into nothing. Let's try playing those last 4 measures, keeping note of those ties. Ready? Do it again. I'm going to start my C louder because it's coming out of the end of the crescendo of the previous phrase. Last 4. Ready? And kiss that last note up, up, and away. So a few general concepts of this are dynamics, those crescendos and decrescendos, those swells and diminishes throughout the entire piece, is something that I'm sure the adjudicators or the teachers are going to be listening for. So practice those in your long tones. And the warm-up has a section just to practice the dynamics. Check out practiceflute.com/auditions for the middle school warm-up sheet for this. And it'll give you a little bit of a long tone warm-up where you can practice that. But as we're thinking crescendos and decrescendos, I like to think of my piano as being like an ooh shape, with my lips a little bit more pointed forward, and my forte as being more of an aw, a U shape, aw. So let's practice saying ooh, aw. Now do the opposite. Aw, ooh, ooh, aw, aw, ooh. Now, obviously my jaw, mouth, and lips don't move that much when I'm actually playing the flute. But if I have those vowel shapes in mind, it tends to help me, facilitate those dynamics. Another thing to consider is vibrato. Now this is a lovely lyrical etude that's meant to have a singing style to it. And vibrato is that spinning sound that you may have noticed in my tone. If you haven't started using vibrato yet, don't worry, this will sound great without vibrato as well. But it might be a good time to start talking to your teacher about whether or not you're ready for vibrato. And a resource to help with vibrato is available on practiceflute.com also. 10 Steps for Vibrato. This book breaks down the method of learning vibrato into 10 manageable steps, which have video tutorials on YouTube. So you can really just practice along with the book at your own pace and learn vibrato on your own, or with a teacher. But I hope that will help too. Now let's reinforce our understanding of the rhythm and subdivisions of this compound duple, or 6/8 piece. So we're going to subdivide each 8th note. The first dotted chord note A will get 3, the C will get 2, the B flat 1, and then the next measure, that A, will get 6. We can practice subdividing with the tongue. Ta, 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 ta. Or with abdominal pulses. Playing the first line, subdivided. Ready? You might practice that once or twice more. Make sure you're noticing in the fifth measure, there's 2 C's in a row. A, B flat, C, C, D, E. Now let's practice the same thing at A, subdividing here. And I'm going to make sure that I subdivide the second half of that first measure, 4 and 6, going ta, 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 ta. So A will sound for the feeling of that dotted 8th, 16th, 8th note at A. So subdividing the line at A. Ready? And next, let's practice subdividing the last line at B. There's only one dotted 8th, 16th, 8th note in there, in the fourth measure of this line. Otherwise, we're thinking of the 8th note pulse being continuous. Ready? Go. Did you catch the dotted 8th, 16th in the fourth measure? And did you catch those 2 dotted quarter notes tied to the beat 4 at the end of the line? If so, let's go on. Playing the entire thing from beginning to end at dotted chord note equals 40 beats per minute. Ready? I hope this video has been helpful in preparing your SLSMEA middle school auditions. Please subscribe to this YouTube station and check out the other resources at www.practiceflute.com.